Warzone has been out for about 10 months now, and throughout that time we've had so many different weapons hold that top spot. We've had the M4, Grau, Bruin, Kilo, and of course the infamous DMR, mixed with various other horror weapons like the R9 fire shotgun, and even for a short while the shotgun attached to the FAMAS, which was literally broken. Do you remember this, by the way? That was one of the maddest things I've ever seen. Look at this. This was actually on the game for a bit. My god. If you want to reminisce about this a little more, click the card in the top right corner and watch my video I made on it at the time. It's got some clips of that weapon which are just beyond insane. And for a little bit of extra fun, I'm playing out a game in the background of this video from the archives. This was back when the Kilo and R9 were ruling the roost, so have a little bit of a soak in nostalgia. It's nice, isn't it? Anyway, on to the current meta in Warzone. We've got all of the Modern Warfare and Cold War weapons, so you might be a little bit overwhelmed with choice. Don't worry though, we've got the answers here. Okay, so first up, I'm absolutely loving the CR56 AMAX. And I see that many other people are too. I recently made a video on this weapon specifically, which is clickable in the top right hand corner now, and down in the description. So check that out if you want more specific details. The reason the AMAX is kind of rising in popularity with every day that passes is that its time to kill is one of the best around because of the decent damage that it provides with a great rate of fire. With that is also a decent recoil control and can have a 45 round mag, making it basically perfect for Warzone. I won't go into too many specific details of each attachment here because I'm sure many of you know why I'm running certain attachments, since the game will basically tell you the positives and negatives, and I don't want to take up too much of your time going through all the stuff you probably already know. But what I will say is, the builds I'm doing for each weapon here are fairly balanced. You're gonna have bullet velocity and damage over distance with some nice recoil control and aiming down sight speed. What I run on my AMAX are these attachments, so just pause and add them to your weapon if you fancy trying them out. Okay, next up we've got an old favourite that's still very much in the mix, and that's the Kilo. This weapon has been slaying day in and day out since day one of Warzone, and it's not stopping yet. It's got the balance that makes it easy to use and yet deadly. It did receive a nerf a little while ago, so the recoil control isn't as good as it once was, but it's still very good. The thing you will notice though compared to the AMAX is that the low damage that you have per bullet. The fast fire rate makes up for this a little bit, but in my opinion not enough currently. In the right hands though, and with the right playstyle, it can still melt and is very dependable. Check out these attachments for a suggested build, which is the one I'm using in the background video. Now we're on to a Cold War weapon. Ooh, I know, right? Most of the Cold War weapons are not great at all on Warzone, but the FFAR, or the FFAR, seems to be the exception. This assault rifle is way different compared to others mentioned so far, and is actually way different to most assault rifles full stop. It's got a super quick fire rate with good damage too. The downside? Well, the recoil can make you put holes in the clouds. With these attachments though, they offer a little more control while still being able to beam at short to mid range. This is not a long range weapon, so think of it more like a long range SMG. Be sure to run it with something that can get you out of trouble at a distance. Okay, let's talk the Grau 556. An old favourite meta weapon that is back in contention big time. Its minimum recoil control and decent fire rate and damage make it perfect for medium to long range gunfights. The attachments here are without a proper scope on, but the iron sights are different to the standard variation, so it's well worth using. You will need to use a good secondary for close range gunfights with this, which is where the next weapons come in. First up for the short range weapons, it's the MAC-10. This is not a secret to you, I'm sure. The Cold War Warzone update brought this little beauty with its high fire rate, matched with surprisingly decent recoil control. There are many variations of this weapon that can absolutely slay, but if you want a suggestion, then my build is here. This is a weapon really for very close range gunfights. Anything further away than 7 to 8 meters, you're gonna be struggling. Whereas the Modern Warfare MP5, for example, will still take people down without much problem. This is probably still my favourite SMG for its versatility and balance. The damage is good, the fire rate is good, the range is decent, and the recoil is fantastic. If you want to use something a little more left field though, which will bounce people back to the lobby at close range and is really fun to use, I suggest the Street Sweeper or the Jak 12 shotgun. These are both automatic shotguns where you can just spam people to dust. The Street Sweeper takes a little longer to reload, but with the right attachments has great damage and up to 18 in the clip, whereas the Jak 12 can reload really quickly and can have massive magazines. The fire rate of these weapons are about the same, but the Jak 12 seems to be a little better over distance. All in all though, they are very similar and largely both do the same job. They are all my recommendations to try out. In the right circumstances, each of these weapons can be meta in Warzone right now. It largely just depends on your playstyle, so you could even give all of them a whirl and see which one best suits you. If you have any more recommendations for the current meta, leave them in the comments below and I'll be sure to check them out. For now though, I'm going to leave this game running for anyone that enjoys to watch the gameplay, and can have a nice laugh at the R9 fire shotgun from a month or so ago. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a quick like, and for more Call of Duty videos, shorts and streams, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Bye for now.
Going for the stadium. People, do you want to join?
Oh, I'd love to, but I'm getting shot to death.
Springleaf.
Don't land on my head, please, Buster Strike.
Have you got any arms?
My edge will be as legend.
Springleaf.
Oh no!
Go into that door, mate, by you.
Oh no, he's got a fucking
Oh, death boy shot to the foot.
Oh boy.
21 for Springleaf, Jesus. No, I think it's nice.
He's got here, Tom.
I'll be with you in a moment. I've not really got the equipment to deal with it.
Just above the wall we were being in.
Yeah.
Oh, see me.
No, I'm just coming. I've not got my guns.
Hoping when they push out, I can just get some easy kill.
Yeah. There's a scar.
Where is that?
No, just below that fella. Looks like Jamie Vardy.
Shit, one below us.
What's that? Fuck me. Yep. 2-2-2. Squad of them. Oh, not one of them, not one of them. One trying to arm us.
Someone's firing from behind me as well. I did down one of these.
What's that car doing there? You've not got much ammo, do you?
No, there's a whole squad just here. Don't know where they've
Yeah, I'm
gone.
just gonna crawl to where my body is and pick up some ammo. I died like this. I did have some ammo. Leave it, lads, leave it.
No way. I couldn't armor up for some reason.
Yeah. Fucking hell. 26 kills. K damage.